Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Wow. So Larry Dallas is introduced to Suplex City. We may never see Darby Allin ever again. And new champions, all sorts of chaos happening this last big 2-day event for Evolve. 82 and 83. Let's go over some of the highlights. Holy cow. Just rewatching that last man standing match between Ethan Page and Darby Allin. Wow. You know, honestly, that is one of my favorite, well, I could say probably now was past tense because I'm assuming it's done now, although you should never assume anything in the world of professional wrestling. That rivalry is one of my favorite ones going right now, and it looks like it has finally come to an end. Ethan Page being triumphant in the most sickest of ways in that last man standing match to put to rest the rivalry between him and Darby Allin. And from what it sounds like, I read somewhere within the last 24 hours or so, Darby Allin's going to be out for several weeks because he has a fractured elbow. One of the things that was probably not planned for that match, but that match got so brutal, and Ethan Page bringing the shovel into the match. As soon as he walked in with that shovel, I had a really bad feeling. That was just, that was the writing on the wall for young Darby Allin. But that kid, holy cow, one of my, quickly becoming one of my favorites. Almost like this generation's Spike Dudley in a sense, and I mean that with the most compliments. You know, I don't mean that to insult him in that way. Just what he puts his body through and the things he does, like with no thought to his own self-preservation at all. Just crazy. But yeah, that rivalry looks to be put to rest now, and it almost felt like there was a passing of the torch as far as kind of like Galloway finishing up his independent dates, as far as I know, this weekend with Evolve and the independent scene, and now being full-time in WWE with NXT. And yeah, his matches this weekend were nothing short of great as well. You know, and I've seen so many people, you know, knocking Galloway for going back to NXT and basically saying that he's just garbage and hasn't done anything for several years. These are just trolls on the internet. You know, I see them every day. People just shooting their mouth off to basically get attention. You know, and it's so stupid. You know, if you followed him, you know that no matter where Galloway went, he became champ. Okay, and that wasn't just a company saying, "Oh, he's a former WWE guy. Let's throw a championship on him." No, he earned it. Everywhere he went, he earned it. He proved himself, and on his exit from the company, even this weekend, he proved it. His match, is his non-title match with Zack Sabre Jr., which ended up just getting pretty much thrown out. And he also had the match with, oh man, so much happened. I'm like losing it in my notes here. Matt Riddle, another great match. Yeah, it's I'm gonna miss Drew Galloway in Evolve. He was a great villain, a great heel. And I just hope that him going back to the WWE is going to be prosperous for him, because he deserves it. He's proved what he can do, and he just has to be given the opportunity to do it. So, yeah, just keep an eye on him. I'm sure there's going to be great things coming down the road for him. And if not, I'll eat a sock. I don't want to eat that sock. Drew, just please kick some ass. Title changes. We had some title changes in Evolve. New tag champs. And a lot of crazy things happening with Catchpoint. Number one, the tag match was great between Fred Yehi, Tracy Williams, and Chris Dickinson and Jaka. Just showing how good Jaka and Chris Dickinson really are. Good, very good tag team wrestling in Evolve going on right now. If it's a first time team, a long running team, whatever it is, you're going to see good matches in Evolve. And then ending with that match, Larry Dallas getting in the ring, stirring his spoon, just keep stirring up more shit. Man. That Larry Dallas truly is the guy you love to hate. He truly is. And then him, because he's been coming in the ring after several different events lately in Evolve, and just poking the bear. Just keeps poking the bear. It's crazy. So he shows up and he says that Tracy Williams is in talks with Stokely Hathaway to become the new face, the new representation of Catchpoint. And everyone's just like, what is going on? The look on Tracy Williams' face through all this is just priceless. He's like, oh, the cat's out of the bag. He's like, no, this guy's crazy, And he just, backsteps out of the way, and it's like, no, this isn't happening. He doesn't, which kind of gives it away, But it was funny to watch, especially the way it continued the next day, because before we get to the next day, and I'm going to kind of bounce all over the place talking about stuff. I'm not going to go from front to back to front, whatever. With Fred Yehi finally having enough of Larry Dallas, and then just takes him to Suplex City. That was great. That was a lot of fun to watch a guy like Larry Dallas finally get tossed around, which is funny because he's not a wrestler, but the fact that he got tossed around like a banana peel was very entertaining. It was fun to see. Not gonna lie. So yeah, rest in peace, Larry Dallas. I'm sure he's gonna be back though. Who knows? He may come back with a whole new group of enforcers out with him, because obviously that other guy, I can't remember his name, the guy with the blonde ponytail and the suit coat, obviously did absolutely nothing for him because Freddie Ahai just made short work of him. Let's see, what else here? Oh yeah, then continuing on the next day, Stokely Hathaway and Tracy Williams coming out and confirming the rumors and saying that as of April 23rd, Hathaway represents Catchpoint. And then, of course, Catchpoint comes out, and they're losing it. They're like, what's going on? Freddie Ahai just straight up quits Catchpoint, which is funny. But Jaka and Dickinson stayed. Very interesting. They didn't just all load up on Hathaway and be like, no, screw you, we're not doing this. Tracy Williams basically came out and said, look, I've been trying so hard to run the politics of Catchpoint and keep everything going all by myself. Maybe it's time for me to turn that over to someone else who can do it better and manage it better. And yeah, I mean, when he says that, it makes sense. But then to turn it over to a guy like Stokely Hathaway, it's very interesting. And we see at the end of the event, in the conclusion, what was the I Quit match between Riddle and Drew Galloway for the WWN Championship. Catchpoint was looking on at the end of the match. And then they entered the ring after it was all said and done. And and after all the chaos and Keith Lee coming in and everything, Riddle basically, is like, no, I'm not joining you. And ends up giving Stokely Hathaway a bro to sleep, which is hilarious. And he ends up walking out with Keith Lee, which Keith Lee came to the rescue a few times this weekend. There was that point, and also came to the aid of Zack Sabre Jr. at the end of the whole Drew Galloway, Zack Sabre Jr. Fight. And Keith Lee is becoming one of the pardon the pun, biggest stars in Evolve quite quickly, just because of how he's carrying himself, B, he's in the right place at the right time, which puts a lot of eyes on him, and the matches he's having are just the stuff of legend for a guy his size over the course of the last several events since he's come. Between his introduction with Chris Hero, which, unfortunately could have gone better if over half the ropes didn't break. Over half? Yeah, well, most of the ropes broke. If not all of them. I'd have to go back and look at it. Most of them broke. At least two, if not all three. And then you do what you can in that situation. You make the best of it, and they did. But, but yeah, Keith Lee has just had crazy awesome matches, especially this past during More Than Mania weekend, and now this weekend with the introduction of Kyle O'Reilly to Evolve. Kyle O'Reilly, holy cow, what a weekend he had against Keith Lee, and following night with Freddie Ahai. That was considered a special attraction match, especially with Kyle first coming to Evolve. It's going to be interesting to see how long he's in Evolve, because there was a lot of rumors that he was going to be going straight to NXT out of Ring of Honor. Well, that's obviously not happening. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly's a great performer. It'll be interesting to see what kind of face he puts on in Evolve Wrestling. Great matches, though, this weekend for Kyle. Holy cow. What else happened here? Austin Theory had quite a rough weekend, having a loss to ACH and also a loss to Ethan Page. Obviously, Austin Theory sticking his nose in the match with Ethan Page and Darby Allin. and Priscilla Kelly keeps coming out and slithering around the outside of the ring. She got her butt handed to her at the end of 82, though. Holy cow. Ended up in that big pile at the end of the match with the chairs and Austin Theory and Darby Allin obviously at the bottom of the pile. That's a very interesting story that's been forming through all of this. But obviously with Darby Allin not showing up anymore for a few months, to say the least, we'll have to see if they put all that on hold or if they keep it going, have her show up with someone else. I don't know. It started to look like Uncle John's friends were showing up in Evolve, but then it hasn't evolved into that, so we'll have to see. But man, whenever she shows up, geez, I just get the chills. See? Oh, man. What honestly wouldn't shock me? What honestly wouldn't shock me is if she ended up, succumbing and forming an alliance and being a valet to Ethan Page. I can see it. I can really see it. Yeah. Tough to see. Oh, what else? David Starr having a great match against Keith Lee, although coming up short. Leo Rush having a ridiculously good match against Zack Sabre Jr., although coming up short. Man, Leo Rush just keeps impressing and impressing and impressing. What's interesting is he's still on Ring of Honor television, which just shows that stuff was recorded at least a month or two ago. So yeah, we'll have to see what's next for Leo Rush. Obviously big things, but not everything is going to happen for everyone overnight. But you got to think a lot of eyes are on Leo Rush right now. Let's see. In the midst of the chaos and all the things happening with, so-and-so rescuing so-and-so and attacking so-and-so, apparently one of the gatekeepers' arms was broken at 82. So there is a new gatekeeper at the side of Ethan Page. And that new gatekeeper, and the only reason why I know this is because I was watching part of Tier 1 prior to this, Nick Coronado looks like is the new gatekeeper at the side of of Ethan Page. Showed up looking rough though, kind of like a almost like a large, I shouldn't say large, because Luke Harper is already a large guy, but this guy looked like almost like he was like bigger than Luke Harper. Just that first look. Yeah. And you got to think that big things are coming down the road for Ethan Page. Just inching closer to that Evolve Championship. And apparently, somewhere in the next event, within the next month or so, at the next Evolve events, Ethan Page is finally going to get that shot at Zack Sabre Jr. At least as far as I know, that's what's going on. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it, what I was going to cover from all the Evolve stuff. Don't think I missed anything. Crazy, just a crazy, brutal weekend. It's one of the best things on FloSlam. It really is. And if you're watching this and you don't have FloSlam, I seriously encourage you to go get it. You got several. You're paying $20 a month or less if you do the $150 a year. You got several events over the course of a month. So instead of paying $20 per event, if you watch them individually, you're only paying a few bucks per event. And these events are so good. Even if they're first timers like Lucha Forever that I just reviewed a few videos ago, or a long time ongoing company like Evolve that just keeps evolving and getting better. New faces, new teams, new action, new rivalries. It's great stuff. So yeah, go check it out. And they even throw up some stuff on their YouTube channel, freebies, and if you like that, give it a shot. Have yet to watch the House of Hardcore stuff. That's probably next. I'll probably watch that within the next day or so. I know there's some stuff on there I really want to catch. Callahan versus Pentagon. Broken Hardys. Some other stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, great stuff on FloSlam. I watched a little bit of everything, not any of the complete shows, with the exception of the Evolve shows. Those were number one on my list this weekend. So, that's it for this one. Yeah, please go check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one real soon. See ya.